back at it and into this table. Those that would have seen my video the other day know what I'm talking about. And to add to that, I went and got that yesterday when I went and got my new windscreen. That's the air tank for that compressor. And it's still everything's just out of date. Still pressurised. Could probably still use it. And it's full, so I've got to find somewhere to empty it and then strip everything off it. And I'm going to mount it and clip it upright like that, like strap it, and then run the hoses. I put a T-section at the top, quick connect for the tyre inflator. Actually, it'll have to be a T-piece, a four-way I should say, because one to go in there, one for the outlet, one to go to the compressor, and one for the cut-off switch. So I'll get a four-way. I don't have any here. I know I don't have one of those, so I'll go and see if I can find one. Yeah, so I'll put you in the stand in a minute. I've just got to move those air horns. It's a bit noisy here because I've got the aircon going. It's hot. It's well after lunch. It's just I had to get outside, and I won't get into the reasons why. I just had to get out of here. So I'll put you in the stand once I've got rid of all this crap, and then we'll start pulling this apart. Stay tuned. Alright. Now let's see if little Bertha has the strength to undo these bolts. Oh, look at that. That one wasn't very tight at all. There we go. I've got to try and get that one off. I've got to get them both off because I need that to hold on in the lathe. So, usually I just cut it with a grinder, which I'm still going to do. I just need to get it into the vise. I don't know what you're looking at there. Let me have a look. Come on. Earmuffs. I don't use them enough, I should. Turn it on. Hang on, let me move you back and zoom in so you're not so close. All right. Let me take you out of here gently. Let me spin you around and zoom you back out. There we go. Mess on the floor. That one I'm leaving. I did nick it, but I'm going to do something that sits over the top of that, not inside it. So if I use one of those gears, I'm going to machine it so it fits over. I think I will. And then I can machine the inside for the spigot that goes into the, or machine it or drill it so that fits. No, that won't fit because the hole's already bigger. Anyway, we'll work that out when it comes. I'm going to put this in the lathe and then I'll bring you back. Alright, we'll see how this goes on here. I've got the stand, the tripod on the back of the lathe, but this lathe's fairly sturdy, so it should be okay. I just have to turn this fan on over here and plug this light in so you can see. There we go. How's that? Right, let's see what we can do. Hopefully, it's not going to hit. No. Just want to get this out of the way. Alright. Let's do it. What speed have we got? I think that'll do. You just missed a full-blown meltdown. Not from the lathe stopping. I turned out it was the door at the back, the safety door with the vibration. I just had to tap the door and it worked. But then while I was parting the rest of it off, it was vibrating a little bit and shit fell off the thing up there and hit me in the head. A little wooden case with the large drills in it, and yeah, so I just lost it and kicked shit all around the garage, but we're ready to go again. It's the last thing I needed was a meltdown. Right, you can still see that. As you can see, it's starting to cut further out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change tools so I can cut both ways. Just it's going to make life a lot easier. I suspect. Oh. Like that. Can you still see that? I suspect not. No. Right, let me do something different. I know. Yes, we'll go that way. But I will have to turn the tool around. This thing's still sticking. Because of this, I had to use, now I can't see what you're looking at, one of those Torx. Of course, it's just a spastic size. Oh dear. Oh. I can feel another meltdown coming on, people. So remember, now this is some weird ass spastic sized bloody Allen keys. I'd hate to think they're friggin' Imperial. Sorry to my American friends, but I despise Imperial tooling. That's why we call it bananas.
A few moments later.
Oh, come on. What stupid ass Righto. Now, up to this far, I probably have edited out quite a bit of footage, particularly footage of me losing my shit over that fucking Allen key. Had to get a cheap one, but the 4mm key off this set doesn't fit, right? The 4mm key off this set doesn't fit. That 4mm does, although it's a little loose. So I'm going to have to try and find some, I suspect it's Imperial, so let me zoom you back up so you can see what's going on. Right, let's see how we go. moved you off the lathe. It looked like it was bouncing around too much. See how this footage goes? It's about as best I can do at the moment. I can't find my other mount, which is kind of stupid, but anyway. A little bit more to go. You see it's starting to take the tops off the nuts. I usually like to come down flush with the nuts and more of this will come off. Yeah, I like to come down until I just hit the top nuts, so I've probably got another mil or so to go. Okay, let me ditch you out of here where I've got you all jammed in. Alright, there we go. That's the base, that part of the base done anyway. Let me get that out onto the bench and I'll bring you back. Alright, and there we go. On the bench, that's nice and flat. I think I can call it a day at that. Tomorrow I'm going to bore that out that size by that deep so it sits nicely on there, and then work out what I'm going to do about that. It's got to be a little bit better than, like, it's got to be fairly neat, because the last thing you need is for it to do any of this. It's got to be a nice neat fit, and I don't know how I'm going to manage it. I could always machine a bung, like machine that out. I could machine the whole thing out and then machine a bung to go in that side. I haven't got my other verniers here. Where are my good verniers? I don't know. They're the flat ones. And that's my shitty ruler. That's about 45. I don't know if I've got anything that big, so I just have to machine it down a bit smaller. Actually, I've got 40 there. Where is it? Oh, here. I'll cut a piece off that. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'll explain it better in the morning. It'll mean boring this out to, I don't know, say 30 mil, 35 mil, and then it only needs to be about 20 mil deep, 25 mil deep, and I'll machine a bung out of that 40mm, and then machine it to fit that. And I've still got to put that in the lathe and see if there's any way I can take just that little bit there off. I don't know if I can because that's hardened. I might. I can try it. I'll probably try it off camera so I don't make an idiot out of myself. Yeah, and then that'll all fit together nicely. So basically it's going to sit like that. With that table on top. And I think that'll come up nice. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned. Good morning, back into it. I'm early today. It's only 8:15. Yeah, so I can get it started, get some stuff done before it gets too hot. It's supposed to get to 39 today. I'm not sure what that is in bananas for my American friends. I think it's about 103 Fahrenheit, something like that. But anyway, today we're going to just start on this to machine that. Now I've measured that and it's 45.3, but let me put that into bananas for my American friends. I think it's 1 inch 784 thousandths, or 1 and 25/32. So that's what we're going to do, and be measuring it. Not measuring it. Be boring it. So 21mm deep, or 20mm. They make it about 22, so it sits on that shoulder. So, yeah, on one side, and then once we've done that, actually I might put this in first and see if I can do something with this end. So instead of sitting just on that little bit there, I can get it to sit on the outside here, on that synchro ring. Just let me get this in the lathe and I'll bring it back. Alright, I've gone and done that off camera. So it didn't take much. I put it in. Actually, the collar that was on here, I machined a bit of it down, and then it slid off. So it must have been a press fit or something. I don't know, but it's come off. So that's good. That gives me that spigot and that, because that's the synchro. So I've pushed it back on because that whole light will slide off like that. So. But if I slide that synchro down like that, that's locked all the gears together. So it'll sit on here. So I'm going to go and change the jaws on the free jaws on the self-centering chuck to put this in. And when I've got this in ready to go, we'll bring you back. Alright. Ready to go after a bit of stuff around. That's the best angle I can get you. Because I've put my mount up on the wardrobe, or the cupboard I should say, at the end of the lathe, and it's the only way I can get you without hooking up to the lathe somewhere and having it shake and vibrate. I've got a photo of how I've done it, but so we'll soldier on and start to bore this out. that's pretty close to, where are we? 29 mil, that'll do. Doesn't have to be specific because I can machine the other bit to match. So what I've got to do now is just touch the front. And I'm going to come out to 45 and we're going to go 25 deep. So now hang on, let's alright, let's do it. Should be close. Let me test, check my zero. I have 0. $44.5. I need half a belt to come out of that. Just a little over half. It says 45.13. And the spigot is actually 45.24. So I might just take another spring cut and I think that'll do it. That tip is not real good. Not cutting at all. It's a real tiny ass. I don't know where my Allen key is to undo it. Isn't that lovely?
5 minutes later. A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, that chatted its arsehole out, but you get that? That should fit nicely. Alright, I'll get this out, get you down on the bench, and I'll bring you back. Alright, back down in Noise Central, the air conditioner and the fan. I don't know what it's up to outside yet, but it's warming up. Righto, that sits on there nice. It's not as tight as I'd like it, but that is still warm, so I mean, there's no sideways movement at all, but it spins quite freely, so you know, I could even Loctite that won't matter. Now for this, I found this. It's an offcut, and that's going to do the job perfectly. Enough, just enough to hold it. That keyway will machine out. So that's why I always keep these little offcuts, because they always come in handy. Saves me having to cut anything off a full bar when I don't really need to, and that'll hold on, you know, enough so I can machine. It doesn't really matter if it's a little bit longer, because it'll fit inside there anyway. So once I machine it down. So I had a brainwave. I thought I might put a bolt through it and bolt it to the spigot. And I'm sitting here trying to find bolts that'll screw in there. Idiot. There's no thread in there. So what I'm going to try and do, so that's about 17.5 mil. I'm not going to be able to bore that out, so I'm going to have to drill it as big as I can. Probably that one down there that I've thrown on the floor. No, that's too big. I don't know. I'll get that. That's one of the ones I threw when I had me meltdown yesterday. So there's one there. I'll get one of those, drill it, and then I'll put that shaft back in the lathe and machine that down to fit. I mean, that's pretty hard. That's not going to break. If I over machined it, you know, it's only be a mil or two. So yeah. But anyway, I think I've got a 16 mil drill bit here somewhere, so I'll find it. Just let me sort some stuff out, and I'll bring you back. I'm going to put that in the lathe. All right, I've got the jaws changed over. Got that. So I can't find my 16 mil drill, but that's 14, so I'll drill it out with that. That'll be okay. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be too bad, because that pin's only going to be a locator. It's only going to stop it moving side to side, so because the weight of it will be sitting on that synchro gear, so it should be all good. .04. So I'm going to make the other one just a little bigger. I'll make it 30.1, and that way I'll have to tap it in. Tap it in. Yeah, or it just needs to be a slight interference. Even if I have to heat this up a little bit, but I mean, at least I can try this on. Alright. 30.0. Let me write that somewhere, because I know I'll forget it. 30.03. Right on the hand. Right, let's go back up to the lathe. Alright, just measured that. It's 39. Put the camera on the dial, idiot. 39.08. And I want to say 30.1. So we go here. What did I say? 39.08. So we go here. X 39.08. We want to go smaller, so we push minus and then enter. So now if I take a cut, yeah, I'll have to redo it, but I'll redo it when I get this down here. But see, now if I wind that in, so it gets smaller, so easy to bring it down. I'll bring it down to about 31.5, and then I will measure it again. This makes life a lot easier. Stay tuned. Oh no, that is right. There you go. That says 39 if I touch the tool on it, but I set it at 39.08. Anyway, so let me try it again. Yeah, and I see that's and that says 39.12. This is the problem when you buy cheap ass verniers, people. And I said that says 39.07. And it's, oh, for God's sake. Let me try again. I'll zero that. .12. Now let me reset this bastard again. See if it's telling him the truth. Yeah, no, see, it's out by a little bit. The DRO says it's 3502. Calipers say 3502. No, well, there you go. Checking it. Yep, still doesn't fit, which is what I want. So it's 30.3. Let me bring it down to 30.15. See what happens from there. Just cool that off a little bit. Should be close now. I should be able to leave it at that. Yeah, geez, that's close. You know, I reckon I can heat the gear and drop that in. I reckon. I've lost my roll of emery paper. I don't know where it is. I don't know what you're seeing. Oh, you can see it. Very good. What am I doing? Cooler? Alright, now I'm going to turn it around, machine the back end down. Oh Jesus, did that one up tight. Must have had me Wheaties for breakfast. But this doesn't have to be overly precise. I just got to leave a little collar on and Bob's your auntie. What do we want? Now I just need to nip that down till it fits in there. Till it fits in there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not even, because I can't see the screen. If I turned it like that, now I can see the screen, dickhead. The camera's moved a little, there we go. Oh shit, now I'm dropping me fancy, oh Jesus. Alright. Have to do something with that. Give me a sec. Whole thing comes out. Actually, you know what? If I hold that together, I can do that. Easy as. That's close. It's 14.1. Don't want to. I don't know how I'm going to go take 0.1, but we'll try it. Oh, look at that. That's going to go on. I think it's just that hard end there. If I can chamfer that off. Keep forgetting that. Oh, look at that, that's beautiful. That is fantastic. Oh, that. Alright, I'll get this out and get back down to the bench and I'll bring you back. Alright, centre that. What we're going to do is heat this up a bit and get this in. That. Got the hammer. Let's see how we go here. Hang on, let me do something else here. Ha ha! Ho ho! Like Tim the Tool Man. More power. I'll find what I've done with the ice cream, just so I'm not going to be silly and grab that by my hand. No, it's not that hot actually. There is an intermediate one, but where it is anybody's guess. Right, now we're ready for action. It's too noisy to leave going. I don't know, I think that's... There we go. Beautiful. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what they say, it's not going anywhere. I'll get rid of this. Cut this cable tie off. If I can get to it. Now that should sit in there. Oh, and look at that. It's too hot to put on there yet. But if I was a fart smeller, I mean a smart fella, that's what I make these for, isn't it? Zoom it out a little bit. I haven't had these on for ages. There's probably bloody spiders and Christ knows what else inside them. And there we go. So a little bit of movement, but I see it's that in this gear here. I might have to. I might put a spot of weld. Yeah, the last thing you need it to do is to flop around. Like a wedding night groom. It's just... But if I leave it, I could even weld, ow, that's hot, dickhead. Weld it under there. Weld this so it doesn't wobble on there. It won't come back out. Oh, I see what it's done is it's heated up the pin, swollen it out onto that. It'll come off. So that's all going to fit pretty good. And that'll fit better on there once it cools off. It's fairly stable. It's just, like I said, a little bit of... Actually, there's no wobble in that now at all. That's around, that's because that's a free floater. And that's the synchro that pulls it into a gauge here. You know what? Now, because I'm not going to, this is not going to be finished today. I'm going to do this video and get it up. I'm thinking, I don't do it often, but I'm thinking, what if I use that other gear, this one, and machine it so it sits down here, or even here. Sits on top of that. I think that'll be nice. It'll sort of break up this bareness in the middle, and you're still not going to see shit because if I put that there, that'll break up this bareness in the middle. That'll sit just on top of there. I think I might do that. Let me know in the comments what you think. Yeah, just for the randomness of the comment. For, what I say, for the algorithm. Oh, you see, that's going to come out now. Yeah, but wouldn't come out before because it was hot. It's cooled off a tad. Oh, there's a little bit of swarf in there. It's still warm, but it's not as warm as it was. So I'm going to put this all back together now so I can get a photo for the thumbnail. I might come out tomorrow, I'm not sure yet, or I might just come back out on Monday. Next week's a little busy, not too bad, but I've got to go on, I don't know when it is, Wednesday I think it is. I've got to go down and see the orthopaedic surgeon. Claim the warranty on my hip, and yeah, I think there's a few other bits and pieces on. It's a shame, you know, I couldn't put something in there to make those gears spin around. That'd look pretty cool, wouldn't it? Say, when you, yeah, you could put sort of LEDs underneath the table, underneath here, and when you turn them on, this turns around. That'd be good, but it's too hard to do without costing a fortune. So Give me a second. Just give me 1 second. I'll bring you back. All right. What I've gone and done off camera is I've jammed 2 nuts tight on that. Come on, focus. And then machined it down to fit the spigot on the tabletop. And I've cleaned that out in there and hit it with some Loctite primer, which is nearly out. So now what I'm going to do is Loctite that into there. Make sure I've got plenty on it. I never have too much Loctite. And it's an anaerobic lock anyway, so it, once you take the air out, that's when it locks up. Right, now that's tied in there. With a paper towel, wipe off the excess. And what I might even do, once that top's on there, I might even Loctite that onto it as well. Look at that. Beautiful. It spins. I don't know whether that's a good idea or not, but that'll be fine, I think. Yeah, no, I think I will Loctite that, or I don't know, I might be able to drill that. Drill right through and pin it, put a roll pin in there, so it holds it nice and steady. Because I don't want it to be able to spin too easily. And Loctite will eventually come loose if it's not. Oh, it might not actually on that. But I've still got to put that gear on here first. So, yeah, I thought I'd just knock that up. Just give me 2 seconds. Alright, there it is. Actually, that's not sitting right down on there. I might just have to just take a little bit off the top of that spigot. I think it might be a little bit too long. Yeah. And as I said, I think if I put that other gear on here, that's gonna look good. Yeah. Just give me 2 seconds. Alright, there we go. I just went and machined that. You see me machine the other one, so I didn't do it, recorded it off camera. I'm still going to face that one like I did that one. But while I was doing it, I had a thought. I'm not going to make it in pieces. When I'm done now, next thing will be to fix the sandblaster. Then I'm going to sandblast all the parts, and then I'm going to weld it together. So I'm going to weld underneath there. I'm going to weld that on there somewhere. That I'm going to leave. I'm going to put a weld under that, because last thing I need is for the kids to get under it and do that. And I'm going to put that on and weld it around under there. So that spigot will align it, and that's really all I need. So, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. But for now, let's move some stuff out of the way so I can take a thumbnail photo. Yeah, I think that's going to do for this video. It's after lunch, I'm hungry. So we're going to pack up here and go inside. So, yeah, it's nearly done, nearly. As I said, it's just once I sandblast everything, and I'm going to re-sandblast that. Re-sandblast all of that, then degrease it, and then lacquer it. I don't know what I'm going to do about glass. I've got perspex, I've got plenty of perspex. I could do that. Someone did suggest a resin top. And I could put nuts, bolts and car parts in, because I've got plenty of those. But yeah, I don't know if I've got the time to, because I've got to teach myself how to do it. So even though I've watched numerous YouTube videos about people making tabletops and stuff like that out of resin, knowing me, the way I am, I'd probably screw it up. So I'm just going to see if I can find an old table with round glass, or I'll just cut a Perspex one and sit on top of that. I don't know if it's worth buying, like ordering the glass for it. It's about $100, $120 for tempered glass. So we'll see. Anyway, we'll do that when we get to it. But I think that looks pretty good, eh? So anyway, until next time, thank you for those that have hung around. Very much appreciated. Until the next time, as always, stay safe. Peace.